Hey, what's up, everybody? It's JayViper here, and of course, we have more drama kicking up on X, because what's X for other than drama? Now, if you're not familiar with this person known as Quelaag, go and check out my last video about her, because she's got some serious issues going on upstairs, but for some reason, her posts are gaining major traction, and she gets lots of sympathy points on her side. And of course, people like us are calling her out. Turns out, Asmongold recently made a video, so that caught something right at the perfect time to catch her in a lie. Check out the video right after you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
JayViper is awesome. He's so good looking. He's got the crowd in awe.
So the director of the Ori games has asked Quelaag exactly when they worked on Ori because he doesn't recognize her. Now, the reason he's here is interesting, right? In a flurry of tweets after the last flurry of tweets, she started calling people some crazy names. So he's interested in who she is and how she can say she's worked on Ori and the Florist. So anyway, her pinned tweet reads, "Hey new folks, I'm Ray. I work in the gaming industry on UX R&D and game production. I worked on various software and hardware for Xbox. I now work as an independent media producer and had the privilege of working on the Dota Internationals 2023 and other gaming media projects." So Thomas Mahler replies, "I'm the director behind both Ori games and I don't know who you are and how you're affiliated with Ori." To which she replies in basically challenging him, saying, "Oh, I have a question for you. Do you ever at any point feel Microsoft has shoved DEI expectations at you or pressured you?" So this is pretty interesting way to go about things. To even question him at all like this is weird. I guess previous statements, she's just trying to call him out, right? She's just trying to call him out. So he states very simply, he's like, he's the director. I would know you if you worked here, and who are you? Like, I don't know you. Who are you to say that you worked on Ori? So, of course, her saying this is just the moral superiority and trying to position for that. We already know where this is going and what type of person she is from her last tweets, but we haven't even gotten to what got here. We'll get there soon. So here she is saying, like, I have no idea what the purpose of saying this is, LMFAO. Now, what this is referring to is a post where he had talked about how DEI was basically infecting the industry and it's being put on people, and he had, like, mentioned it slightly to the Holocaust in some way. Now, this isn't a crazy thing to just say how things are implemented and people start getching on. Like, this is all he meant. And people always like to jump on this. So anyway, that's what this is talking about, and I would have it, but she's on private now, and no one can see anything, and I can't go grab it. I had these screenshots already. Anyway, his reply was, "I thought the post was pretty clear and concise. By the way, you're not in the credits on any Ori games. So unless you changed your name at some point," and she says, "Yes, my birth name is not Ray. Also, do you feel Microsoft has pressured you with any DEI demands? I'm hella curious. Because of stuff you said publicly in the past." So she's pushed this again. Something really irked me with this person before, which is the pictures all looked edited and filtered, and the fact that the birth name is not Ray. But in her welcome tweet, "I'm Ray." So where are we going with that? Well, there's this tweet. You know what I mean? What I find hilarious is when I looked at her other tweet, she had a tweet before that saying, yeah, this is going to get attention. This will make people mad. And then she tweeted it and got a lot of attention. And then she did it again and got a lot of attention. And then Asmon covers it. And then now she's getting flooded. And the person who wanted attention, it's hiding. It's hiding, isn't it? Yes, they always do it. It's always the same thing every single time. So let's take it to the top, all right? This is Grums posting her original tweet saying she lied, how it started versus how it's going. This is Thomas obviously calling her out, asking who the heck are you? So to one of her replies, Thomas replies, that could explain it. I didn't want to cause you any trouble. I just saw you posting that you worked on Ori, and I had no idea who you are. Since you're calling people names online, I thought it was important to inform people that you never actually worked for Moon Studios, and that you didn't ever directly engage with anyone at Moon. Always be nice to people, Ray, even those you disagree with. And of course, she comes with, I wasn't calling anyone names online directly. I was mentioning that I think that this whole anti-woke thing is overblown, and that a lot of people who harass women and black people need to stop and own up to whatever is going on internally. So, no, this is a lot of her projection. Now, this is the crazy Twitter thread that actually got Thomas to respond. Because in her follow-up, where she actually said that she was going to go get more attention, is this. Don't let bigots try to convince you that civility is the moral, ethical high ground and that it makes you more credible. If folks are spitting Western preservation traditionalism, throw rocks at them. They're neo-Nazis, babe. Don't tolerate intolerance. So this is her painting everyone who doesn't think like her as a neo-Nazi. That's all this is. This is her making up an enemy and positioning herself in the right, good side, which is completely wrong because we know this person has serious mental issues. Let's continue because this isn't even the end. Don't let folks try to convince you that historical cultural accuracy has no place in fiction or fantasy. Fiction can be as grounded in reality or as detached as you want it. Racists and fascists don't like that shit because they have a penchant for rewriting history. So again, this is her positioning herself into a place where she cannot be argued against, right? If you're saying the bad guys are Nazis, well, how can you be against me because then you're a Nazi? I mean, this is literally what she's doing, and this is what they always do. Call you a Nazi, a fascist, an istophobe, whatever, and they're the good ones and they're right. But meanwhile, they're actually freaks with no brain. Being exposed to history and culture allows us to connect, and anyone trying to seal you in a vacuum by weeding out gay people, black people, trans people, etc., are straight up incapable of coping with the fact different kinds of humans exist. But people aren't doing that, and we know this. And what's actually happening is this stuff's getting shoved into places it doesn't belong, and it's taking over things, and that's the problem. Not that people like this exist, it's the fact that it's being put in everything, everywhere, and it's overrepresented by a lot. And that's the problem. But people like this don't get it because they just view themselves as righteous. It's also hella common for copes to co-opt vocab incorrectly to discredit it, especially if it's associated with any form of historical accuracy, civil rights movement, peace, except that's actually wrong, because what we've noticed is that language is getting changed in favor of them, like the definition of gender being changed. Things like that. People making up words like Latinx, Latine. These are all bullshit words. They are making up the language. They are changing the definitions of things to fit their argument, not us. We're just telling you how things are. And they're like, oh, it's not that simple because this and this and this and pick you apart. And oh, you know what? You're actually a Nazi. And that's exactly what it all comes back to with them every single time because they can't think with their brain. And to prove that she just likes attention, this is her looking for attention after her first viralish tweet saying, this harassment is so botched. The bots haven't tried contacting me or posting on any of my other social media. We got no trolls in Twitch chat yesterday. Nobody has tried joining my community Discord to post feet pics. Nothing. It's just spam that you can block. She wants to be relevant so bad. She's getting it, but now she's hiding with her relevance. So congratulations on your 15 minutes. So then our least favorite urinalist shows up, and it's Alyssa again. And guess what she's saying? And of course, she's quote tweeting with report, Ori Studio accused of being oppressive, sexist workplace. And of course, it's written by Ethan Gatch, so we can take this for about as what it's worth, which is nothing. And Alyssa will try to grab onto anyone that's getting any kind of attention because she wants attention really bad too, because she is failing miserably at getting attention on her own. Her Twitch channel sucks, no one reads her stuff. And this is the only way that anyone will actually look at her or pay attention to her is on X, where she thinks everything's toxic anyway, but yet she continues to do the same things again and again. And here's Alyssa throwing some shade at Thomas. Of course, she's in that same thread. She's saying, you're a dickhead. And Thomas says, I don't even know who you are. So she has to remind him from some old article she probably wrote, or someone wrote. It's just a clip. I don't know who wrote it. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Where she says, maybe you forgot. Mahler sometimes argued with the veterans that he brought in, and he changed his mind about the decisions they made and would overrule them. Mahler would also forget about agreements and then argue for the opposite to happen, and that impacted the work of multiple people, multiple developers said. Wow, so people had jobs and he changed his mind. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. So he actually responded to her, and he did not owe her this response. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can read it. I'll scroll through it. But basically saying, hey, Alyssa, you're apparently a journalist from Kotaku, so I'm guessing you haven't worked in actual game development yet. And he goes through it. You know, go ahead. And if you really want to read it, it's a lot. We're not going to spend 10 minutes on this. But at the end, I feel like the end is the best, where he says, I hope you have a nice day. Yours, dickhead, because she called him that. That's a fantastic ending. Beautiful. So back to Quelaag real quick, because Grums has now officially exposed her. She's full of shit. She doesn't do what she says she does. She's trying to make us think she's done all this amazing work. She does almost nothing. She never worked on any game as she claimed. She just did user experience research and media streams and marketing. She never worked on Ori. That's like saying you wrote a paper on a game's UI and now you're a dev. And then he goes through here with her experience. Twitch partnered streamer, run studios, producer, associate producer. So she's worked in the media end of things. She never worked on a freaking game. Xbox community project manager, where she managed and developed and maintained a live service, led communications with stakeholders, analysts. I mean, this chick has done really nothing that she said that she did. She's just posing and trying to sound important. I mean, she's just a giant poser. And like all giant posers, she is now coping and seething in private, all by herself with her little friends in her little echo chamber where she feels safe. And this is where they always end up every single time. Say it with me, every single time. They're all like this. They're all the same. Who knows what this person's problem is, but it probably has something to do with her daddy or an old boyfriend, because that first, again, the first flurry of tweets are insane. Check out that video. It's crazy. I'll link it below as well. That's all I really have going on. I love watching people get called out, especially by the industry. An actual director for Ori called her out, said, "You're full of crap. You didn't work on Ori." And we found out for sure she didn't. She's just some user research person. Like, get real. You didn't work on the game. Shut up. You're not as important as you think it is. That's it, period. I'm done with people like this, and Alyssa and all these people who are here to defend and come to their rescue all the time. Go F yourselves. If you feel the same way as me, do me a huge favor, please like the video, do me a huge favor and subscribe. We're almost at 60K, and hit that notification bell so I can see you on the next one. Love you, mean a peace. Bye, everybody.
He's owning every